Hi there. I'm going to help you with some of the notes on the staff. Now, when you learn how to read music, it's not something that happens right away. Sometimes we have to do a lot of practicing, a lot of thinking, and eventually it becomes where it's memorized and you're able to just do it as you're playing. So I just drew the 5 lines of the staff. Usually you'd have a clef here too. I'm going to skip the clef because I don't know if this is going to show up backwards or forwards. So I'm just going to talk about the notes on the D string and the A string for violin. I like to memorize where my open strings are first. So D string, I always remember D because D dangles below the staff. So D is just hanging out underneath the bottom line. And A string is on your second space. So 1, 2, there's A string. So you may have learned different sayings to help you remember what the names of the notes are that are on the lines and the names of the notes that are on the spaces. So let's start with the spaces. We already have an A. The space notes spell the word face. So if we start at the very bottom, we draw right here. We notice it's in between the lines. It's a space note. So it's going to be an F. We already talked about that one being an A. Do another space note here. That's going to be a C. And this one wasn't on your test, but I'm going to put it on here anyway. It's an E, your open E string. So we don't worry about that one. Our 4 notes that we have here are going to spell face from the bottom up. F-A-C-E. I'll write them over here. F, well, hopefully this isn't backwards. C, E. Now the lines have notes too. Now the lines, usually people come up with some clever sayings. Every good boy does fine. Every good boy deserves fudge. If we want to get away from every boy, we could talk about Ernie gave Bert dead fish. Evil giant babies destroy France. There are so many funny things, but they all have the same letters. The bottom one here, let's use evil giant babies destroy France. Okay, so evil, E. The next one here, you see how the line goes through it? That's a G. The middle line, B. D, destroys, and top one here is F, France. So the lines E, G, B, D, F. You do empty, garbage, before, dad, flips. It's a good one too. Every good boy does fine. So you have face, and then you have your saying. So now that we've talked about this a little bit, I want you to think about what saying you might have learned in years past. If you want help with a saying, go ahead and type that in the chat box because we'll be live right now while you're watching this. And if you feel like you're feeling better about this, I want you to go ahead and retry the must do. And I want to see if you improved. And because that's my goal, is to keep helping you and help you improve. So hopefully this was helpful, and we will see you in the chat box.